I gotta say, I've never been more nervous in my entire life to make a video. I saw what happened with Bearing, both positive and negative, when he did the video about the TEDx talk, where it was the woman describing a rape at a college party, and he kind of tore it apart like a lawyer would do, a defense lawyer. And I saw what happened. And I'm not saying it's going to happen to me now, but it could. I feel that I have led you guys astray with the James Franco video that I did yesterday. I should have done perhaps better research than the guy that I smoked weed with once on the radio said this, and boy, isn't that funny. This is not a funny story. It could be a lot more serious than the video I did yesterday. So I'm going to mulligan that one. I'm going to redo, and I'm going to start a new playlist for your convenience. Now that there's multiple events of this occasion, I'm going to start a new playlist called Andy Falls. It's going to have, from here on out, they're going to have their own little intro and everything. We still have to keep our sense of whimsy somewhat, right? So, this playlist, as of now, will have all relevant material regarding the situation with the videos I did on Thunderfoot, about him talking about Milo, and that whole thing that happened last year. And I will also include, of course, the video where I came to my senses, as it were. And I will include, obviously, video from yesterday and today's video. So there you go. Yeah, I didn't do good enough research. I didn't even look at her tweet. So today I got sent something by Yankee Diva on Twitter. What up? She sent me a tag, I guess, into a thread where somebody was posting things from this girl on Twitter. And I started looking into it, and I dug pretty deep. I didn't go as far as some people, but I didn't use their material. I only used the tweets that I myself saw on her page. That's it. For this video, that is all I'm using. Shit I saw myself on her page. Verified, confirmed, whatever the fuck. You go there yourself and see for however long these things last. But I looked into it. I saw her actual tweet. This is a far more weighty subject than I had originally thought. This is a far more weighty... I got bad information. I'm going to use the George Bush defense. Give him bad information. I smoked with the guy. I guess you can't trust everybody you smoke with. Life lesson, kids. But I got the words from the horse's mouth, and we're gonna do something a little bit different. Now, here's where it gets tough. I am about to do a mock defense for James Franco. I am not an attorney. I am not a licensed practitioner of law. This is a mock hypothetical. If I were, this is what I would do. This is how my brain works. This is how I think. This is how I tackle these subjects. Right? That's all I'm saying. This is a... we're not doing law here. This is not a court. This is a fucking YouTube video. I'm doing this for your entertainment and edification. I'm doing this in the hopes to try and help you ladies who, God forbid, have something happen to you, or, I'm very sorry, had something happen to you. I feel very strongly about the subject of rape. I think if you look at my body of work up to this point, you can tell I'm very strongly opinionated about the subject of rape. But I am a fucking realist. Not a lot of people are anymore. I happen to be a fucking realist. People don't think in this general direction now. It's listen and believe. And we don't do that in courts of law. And that's where it's most important. Court of public opinion is fucking bullshit. It's the mob, and it still destroys people's lives. And people use it nowadays to do whatever they want to get done. Right? But, nevertheless, ultimately, depending on how the hard things are pushed, it could wind up in an actual court of law. Now, you have to be able to prove things in a court of law. You need evidence. And that is why I am a strong advocate for immediate rape kits. As soon as you can break away, immediately go to the hospital. Immediately tell people what was done to you. Show them the actual physical evidence. Put in an immediate rape report. It's extraordinary because if you go home, you take a shower, all of the evidence is gone. You wait a couple of days, weeks, months, years, decades. All of the evidence is gone. All you have left is my story, their story. And then it is quite literally the court of public opinion. And I'm not trying to do my defense in the court of public opinion. I am trying to educate. I am trying to show you that if you decide you're really going to pursue this, it could wind up in a court. And it could wind up in a court not because you want it to be there, but because the person you accuse wants it to be there. It's very important to understand that. Alright? We're a very litigious society. And we're getting even more so. Sooner or later, these types of things are going to happen. Alright? Now, you must prepare yourself for all eventualities. This is why I think it's so important to get immediate rape kits done. I understand. It's very traumatic. You have to go through it again. Over and over and over again. The police are going to ask you. 100 times they're going to ask you. So tell me what happened. Tell me again. Tell me again. Start from the beginning. It sucks. But it is a part of the process of proving what happened to you. And it sucks to have to go through, and I understand it, but so does being raped. So does being attacked. Those things suck. And you just can't allow these motherfuckers to do this to more people. That's how you get Harvey Weinstein for 30 years doing this kind of shit. It's how these things happen. It's how, for the past 80 years, everybody's joked about the casting couch. We all knew! So, if it gets to the point where it is literally, he said, she said, this is my story, this is their story, what you wind up having if it goes to court is you're going to have a lawyer looking into you. They're allowed to look into the public space. Anybody is. Twitter is public space. So, the things you post on Twitter are gonna be found. And we got the Wayback Machine, so don't just start deleting things now because you think that's gonna save you. It isn't. So, you know, it is what it is. And when you decide to make accusations, you better have good goddamn evidence. And if you don't have good goddamn evidence, you better be believable. And if it's not if it's an unbelievable story, if it's literally a story you know you're going to tell the people and they're going to be like, what? You have to at least be able to look like you can be believed. I really don't know what else I can say to prep for this video. All I can say is, it's gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. I could have done this a dozen different ways. I could have done this poundage. I could have done this really awful. I could have been bad with it. I could have made light of this. I'm not. I see this as a good opportunity to seriously say, ladies, if something happens to you, God forbid, you have to immediately gather the evidence. Make sure it's done. It has to happen. Because otherwise, you're throwing fate to the winds. You have to protect yourself. So, there's my PSA, I guess. I don't even know. I don't know what else I can possibly say. But I did you guys wrong. I want to apologize to the viewers. Some people talk just to their subscribers. I don't do that shit. Anybody who watched that video, I apologize to you. I was led astray, and I didn't do my due diligence. I wanted to do a gossip video to kind of break up the seriousness. And here's what happens.
Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
So today we're going to look at the curious case of Violet Paley. Violet Paley is the woman accusing James Franco of cute hashtag time's up pin, James Franco. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed penis? And that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel when she was 17 after you had already been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old. Now, I don't know where the guy on the radio got his information. Perhaps I misheard. I was driving home from work. Maybe I missed that part. But that was kind of the thing that they talked about the whole time was the... So, yeah. Hey, fucking, what do you want from me? But yeah, so that's what she claims. Now, if she has no proof, all she has is her word. In the court of law, you need evidence. If you don't have evidence, and I mean, I'm not saying he would. I highly doubt he would. I don't think there's any chance that James Franco is going to pursue legal action against this lady for that. That sounds utterly absurd to me. I'm just saying, my mind would explode if James Franco decided to sue her over that. Holy shit, that would be a red pilling on the magnitude of an 80-ton megaton warhead. I don't even know. But, so, these are her claims. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed penis? Now, that's pretty vague. Right? Now, push my head down a car toward... Was this consensual? Doesn't even say. So, right there, not good. There's a lot of questions. Now, if I were a defense attorney, and especially if I was a prosecuting attorney, what I would first do is look into her background. Facebook, Twitter. Does she have them? She's an actress. Of course she does. So, now as soon as I saw this tweet, I would think that I've got a fairly solid case. Now, I don't know the context in which this is being said, but it is a statement in and of itself. So, from there, I would probably want to look into this person's politics. Now, not really. Legitimately, if I was doing the research, hell no, I wouldn't care about her politics. I'd be far more concerned with other things. But, were I giving this to a jury, I'd want to start somewhere off topic. Get an objection, maybe. Makes it sound like, oh, we don't want him to hear what he's got to say about her politics, you know? And if it was overruled, I would begin like this. I think the biggest difference between me and Ivanka Trump is that if I were her, I'd kill myself. Now, say what you will. Free speech and all that. That doesn't look good. Doesn't look good to a jury. You know? It's the world we live in. It's the world that has been created by these types of things. Right? Doesn't look good if you're saying that kind of shit. I've officially had my third sex dream about Joe Biden. Now, it's funny. You throw it in there as kind of you get a joke out of it. Maybe she even fucking laughs. Who knows? Nevertheless, it is there. It's in your mind. It's salacious. It's comedy. Think of it what you will. But it's a house. You build a foundation. Should I just fuck Sean Spicer? Someone needs to. Again, kind of funny, you know. Now we're noticing maybe a pattern. Laying a foundation. Now here, after we've had a bit of levity, I would begin to address the individual herself. I just want to get a part on Shameless where I show my tits. Alright. It's just something to throw out there. It's an insight into her character. I think it's rude when someone's prettier than me. Interesting. I like to have my SAG card peek out of my wallet so everyone knows I'm more important than them. Perhaps nobody in the jury is laughing at this point. Nevertheless. How many more people with verified accounts do I have to fuck to get accepted on Rhea? Again, the pattern that we established in the beginning part, although funny, I'm sick and it's everyone's fault but my own. I once pretended to be pregnant so a guy would reply to me. Hashtag not all women pretend to be pregnant for attention, just me and Mindy Kaling's character on The Office. Now, here's where things start to get damaging to her claims. Because she's openly admitting to being pregnant, or pretending to being pregnant, so that somebody would talk to her, so that she could be noticed. These type of things don't make your case look good if you don't have any actual evidence. Why evidence is so goddamn important. Where can a girl find a good snowflake cuck to blow? So the trend keeps consistent. I like sending a nude and a picture of me crying just so you know what you're getting into. Alright. So at this point, I would want to show the court how Miss Paley feels about men. I hate to be the Jew who adds to the war on Christmas, but it's not even December yet, and I'm kind of sick of hearing an endearing song about date rape. Baby, it's cold outside. Now, you throw this in there at the start, because it's almost goofy. It is kind of an endearing song. People like it. Whatever, it is what it is. Call it what you will. It's been around for a long time, but it's a tugging on the heartstrings type of thing. Throw that in there, again, to build foundation. I'm not radical. I just think I should be supreme leader of the matriarchy and men should have fewer rights. Men are inferior And I think it's about time they step aside and let us take over this shit show. Now, Stop Men Dying is the picture. And her retweeted reply, or her reply is, I'm good. You know, these are little, call it what you will. She may be joking, she may be having, she's having a good time, whatever. This is all just funny to her. But when you're accusing somebody of sexual assault, these things get taken into consideration. If they're allowed to be presented before the court, the jury will take them into consideration. The world will take them into consideration. How do you think I found out about all this? She's already getting her shit looked through by people who want to defend James Franco. A man just smiled at me and I yelled, "What?" Interesting reaction. I want a man like my cat whose balls are chopped off. Huh. And then probably at this point I would want to begin to round out. So I would be launching into my last pieces of evidence here, whatever you want to call it. Has she ever done this sort of thing before? Has she ever made any other claims against any other famous people? Is this a pattern? Shout out to Stephen Dorff and the time he asked me and my friends while we were in high school to leave the Chateau Marmont and come back and fuck in his jacuzzi, and when I laughed he said, "Except this ugly bitch, hashtag not all men." Now, draw the conclusions you want to from that, but you're asking a jury to not draw the conclusion that that sounds awfully similar, and what the fuck? This is the evidence that people have. Like, if the person that you're going after doesn't have this kind of stuff, this is not good for your case. Because it's all about your character as a person, who you are. Are you believable? Should I believe your story? Yeah, I'm listening. But this is what she's saying. I think I need to run for office. What's my biggest scandal? Nudes? Leak them, I'll probably get more votes. Now, any attorney worth his money, defense or prosecution, is gonna find some way to make what's my biggest scandal, nudes, turn into she's lying. She's stating here her biggest scandal is not an assault by James Franco, which you'd think would be a far bigger scandal than nudes. They're gonna twist it into that. Call it what you will. It's a dirty business, the law. When you're essentially up there to try and destroy somebody's character, that's what you're doing. And when it comes down to a question of character, should you be believed? That's what they do. Your attorney's going to have to do the same thing to the person that you're accusing. And it's going to have to get weighed out. Who's more believable? Whose story is more believable? That's why you need to have good, solid evidence. Proof. And nothing is more damning than video. And honestly, if I was a lawyer, I would just play this and then go, I'm done, and sit down. Because, you don't really need to say a lot with this clip. You just kind of need to play and let it sit there and hang in the air for a minute, I think, and people will just draw their own conclusions. Just let them figure out what they think on their own.
Hi, I'm Violet Paley, and I'm fucking Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon, CBS this fall.
Now, hey, maybe she's a comedian. She's trying to be funny. It's a joke. She's doing an ad for Young Sheldon. It's a parody. Whatever. Call it what you will. But like I said, all you need to do is play that and let it hang. Now, I don't know if her accusations are true or not. I wasn't in the car. I haven't a clue in the world. I don't know if James Franco may be the most despicable man in the world. He very well could be. He could make Harvey Weinstein look like Jesus Christ. I don't even fucking know. But I know the way the world works. I know how things are. I know what it comes down to when it's he said, she said. People look into the character of the person. Now, James Franco, I'm sure, has his shit too. I'm sure he's got his fucked up tweets. You know? I don't know. And dig into James Franco. Because James Franco isn't the one accusing. James Franco isn't part, you know, like this whole #MeToo thing. You gotta have evidence. And if you don't, and if you have this kind of stuff in your Twitter feed, you're gonna get destroyed in the court of public opinion. Because that's what you're gonna be to people. And nobody's gonna believe you. You're right. Nobody's gonna believe you. And when some other girl sees that actually had something happen to her, if what she's claiming is false, and again, I do not know, and I'm not trying to decide that here, but if it is false, at the very least it looks false, you can make the claim that it's false, and then there's another girl watching this going, this is why I can't say anything, because if I've got fucked up tweets, I'm gonna get destroyed. I don't know. I mean, if something happens to you, you have to get the evidence gathered immediately. Immediately. It begins to decay immediately. You need to immediately get checked over. The clothes need taken. You're gonna have to go through the story a million fucking times, and it's gonna suck. But if you want something to happen, if you get attacked and you're like, I don't want to deal with it at all, I'm fine. I just don't want it to be a part of my life. I get it. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying it's your duty to report. It's a nice thing to do for other people. Call it what you will. That's how I consider it. You're allowing somebody else to possibly do this to somebody in the future. That's the way I see it. I may be wrong to you. It's my opinion. But if you think that there's a possibility you're ever going to want to have to do anything about this, you gotta get the evidence immediately. You have to have your proof. You cannot do it another way. You can't just let the court of public opinion decide for you. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be a shit ton of people that aren't going to believe this girl. And it makes everybody else look bad. So there you go. There's my serious video for today. Damn James Franco. It's all his fault. I don't know. It's very concerning for me. I'm worried for people who have horrible things happen to them, and this is what they got. You know, this is the best court they're gonna ever have because it's just their word. It's such a fucking shitty crime on so many levels. That's why we need, instead of fucking #MeToo, we need a hashtag gain evidence. Hashtag fucking rape kit, goddammit. Like, hashtag get your shit in order. Hashtag do what needs done. But it appeals to the mob. The #MeToo. because it leads to more and more and more salacious drama and news. More and more and more people. I said this when it first started. I said we've barely scratched the tip of the iceberg. This is gonna go really long time. This is gonna go really fucking far. This is gonna spread like a plague across all of Hollywood. Nobody is gonna be immune from this. Everybody's gonna be accused, guilty or innocent. Everybody is going to be accused. This is going to constantly happen. This is going to do more damage to actual rape victims getting more actual justice than anything else could. Listen and believe. And what really kills me, not to take this into just an even more fucked up place, but what really kills me is, like, no offense, black people for so long had to deal with the black person did it. And everybody just was like, oh, well, the black person did it. Because, and, hey, Oprah, really? You're on the listen and believe wagon. Interesting. Very interesting. It's so crazy to me. The lack of self-awareness. It's killing me. It is killing me. And like I said, man, 100 years of darkness. We're gonna have to go through it. This is gonna be. Because everybody's loving this. This is so fantastic. She's getting all manner of press. James Franco's getting taken down a peg. Makes room for another woman or minority to step up and do all of James Franco's roles. I don't know. It's crazy to me. I worry for our future. I mean, what happened? When did it get so out there? When did it get so nuts? When did people stop seeing sense? When was the message more important than the reality of the situation? It's almost like the next one's going to be hashtag not enough. Not enough men are being accused of rape. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's nuts. It's crazy what's going on. But, hey, you know, I'm right here with you, trying to make sense of it all. Right along with you. Jesus Christ. What else do you say? I mean, I'm sorry, you know, if this does any damage to anything, I'm sorry, but shit, you know, I gotta point it out. I gotta go fucking shit, you know. Because again, I think it's a broader lesson to be learned here. Get your evidence.